Putin the nationalist, Putin the redeemer of Russia, Putin the sworn enemy of the West, Putin the Davos guy. Sounds weird, right? It is weird. We will tell you all about it, but before that, if you're a fan of non corporate funded free news and analysis, you've landed on the right YouTube channel. Okay, let's begin. In the world of global politics and economic manipulations, a few events hold as much whispered infamy as the Davos Pact of 1996. This surreptitious accord, formed with the frost kissed halls of a Swiss ski resort once known simply for its slopes, has had enduring ramifications, most notably the rise of Vladimir Putin. By 1996, Davos had transformed from a quaint winter getaway into a nexus of global economic discourse, thanks to Klaus Schwab, an engineer turned visionary who founded what was originally the European Management Forum in 1971. This forum was intended to meld European business strategies with the American economic practices, evolving into the World Economic Forum (WEF) by 1987, thereby setting the stage for future global policy shaping or misshaping, depending on which side of the aisle you are on. The year was punctuated by other significant global occurrences. A peace treaty materialized in Chechnya. Britain grappled with the health and economic turmoil induced by mad cow disease, and the UN tribunal cast a spotlight on war crimes committed by Bosnian Muslims and Croats. However, beneath the public's eye, a more discreet but potent drama was unfolding. As Russia teetered on the brink of a political upheaval, Boris Yeltsin's floundering popularity presented a dire scenario for those vested in maintaining a pro Western administration in Russia. The Communist Party of the Russian Federation, led by Gennady Zyuganov, loomed as a formidable contender, unnerving global economic elites with promises of eradicating corruption and ameliorating foreign investment conditions. Ironically, the very measures that might have endangered their influence in Russia. In response, the Davos congregants, a cabal of influential business moguls and policymakers, conspired to salvage Yeltsin's presidency. This covert alliance, later dubbed the Davos Pact, marshaled substantial financial resources and strategic support to secure Yeltsin's re election. The effectiveness of these clandestine efforts became apparent when, against substantial odds and despite his notorious personal failings, Yeltsin triumphed in the 1996 elections. The fall of communism heralded a supposed new era of democratic freedom. Yet it also ushered in a series of events with long lasting implications, deeply entangled with the ambitions of global elites, particularly those associated with the World Economic Forum, the WEF. The orchestration of political careers and the manipulation of electoral processes under the guise of economic and political stabilization have left a profound impact on Russia's political landscape and beyond. Central to this narrative is Valentin Yumashev, an ex journalist turned influential Kremlin official. Yumashev's role in Vladimir Putin's ascent to power cannot be understated. He was the one who initially positioned Putin within the Kremlin's inner workings shortly after Boris Yeltsin's controversial re election in 1996. Yumashev's maneuvers set the stage for Putin, a former KGB operative, to quickly ascend through the ranks of Russian politics. Within a mere span of 1998 to 1999, Putin was appointed to several key governmental positions, from overseeing regional affairs to leading the Federal Security Service, or FSB, the successor to the KGB. His rapid rise was punctuated by Yeltsin's appointment of Putin as acting prime minister in August 1999, a clear move to groom him as his successor. The sequence of promotions culminated on New Year's Eve 1999 when Yeltsin unexpectedly resigned, appointing Putin as acting president, who then won the presidential election 3 months later. This orchestrated transfer of power, initially enabled by the WEF's backing of Yeltsin, raises significant questions about the influence of global elites on national sovereignties. The Davos Pact, an informal agreement among WEF participants to support Yeltsin in 1996, exemplifies this interference. It not only facilitated Yeltsin's re election but also paved the way for Putin's long tenure in power. In a subsequent year, the WEF's ambition did not wane. In 1999, the same year, Boris Yeltsin stepped down. It launched the Global Redesign Initiative. This initiative advocated for a revamped global governance system, promoting a multi stakeholder approach that seemed to dilute the power of nation states in favor of a global elite. This vision evolved into what is known as the Great Reset, which argues promotes a form of corporate socialism that centralizes powers among a few at the expense of pretty much everyone. Who would have known that Putin, whose ascent can partly be attributed to WEF, became one of their biggest nightmares? In one of my older podcast videos of the Atul Mishra show, I compared WEF with the Order of the Siths and Klaus Schwab with Emperor Palpatine. So if you love global politics as well as Star Wars, this one is especially for you.